Mr. Eric Sasser, and we've got a lot of people writing in and trying to figure out who this guy is on the fan page. So I think that's what we'll start with. We'll start with question number one is who are you?
I'm Eric Sasser. Um, Originally from Shreveport, Louisiana, born and raised.
So what do you do?
Um, I'm a musician. Uh, I play at various churches as musicianship, um, but I am the drummer for Rival Nova, and that is where I love to be.
Ah. So do you prefer drums over keys or?
Yes, I definitely prefer drums. Um, it's just more, it's more, you can, let's say you can express yourself a little more as a drummer.
Cool. All right. So do you have any favorite drummers that maybe you've been influenced by?
I do, I like Sean Wright. Is if you're familiar with any um, drummers, Sean Wright, he gives um, he's I like drummers that do simple licks, but they still sound good. They're solid. Um, they are very precise. So people like Sean Wright, I like Stanley Randolph, and of course, if you go into the gospel world, Calvin Rogers, and yeah. So those are just some of the drummers that I would consider that I listen to the most.
I actually skipped a question, but you might. I can tell by your influences that you might have already answered this, but it's okay. Um, how did you actually get into drums?
Well, my dad, I grew up in the church, and my dad was he is a musician, but he was playing everywhere, and it's just being around him. He actually put me on drums. Because he was a piano player. I guess he needed a drummer, so
So you kind of filled in a spot, huh?
yeah. So that's just actually I just grew up to love instruments. Period.
Was it something you wanted to do initially, or what was it? Just you did you learn to love it, or did you come in loving it?
Well, I guess you could say I came in loving it because it was all I knew. Basically, um, I hadn't. It was nothing else really that caught my interest like music did.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially when I started playing drums, um, it just the more I played, the more interested I got in it. The more I wanted to learn more and get better.
Cool, cool. Um, so you talked about growing up in the church and playing music. How is that? How is that experience for you? Because I was going to say was because you're still there, but how is that experience and how was it growing up? Because of course you're full grown now, but how was that growing up for you and playing
Well,
music in the church?
well, I went so much that and of course, I made different musician friends in the church, and just from playing, I just and being in church all my life, I learned to love it and learned to make it fun. So I have fun when it's all fun to me, and it's like I said, it's fun, and it became easy to go because especially these days, some people just don't like the church scene, and sometimes it could be a little bit much, or a little long, and some people complain about it, but I um I actually like it. I like going to church, and I like um it's all fun to me, and I always give him the most credit up above, the man up above, the most credit for everything. So yeah.
Yeah, if you were like me, I used to sneak in snacks. Even though
Of course.
we had no food policy in the sanctuary, I still
Mhm.
snuck them in.
Oh,
Sorry, Dad.
I don't even sneak anymore.
Yeah, because them services can be long.
Yeah. I don't even sneak it.
All right, so I gotta ask you this: who are your favorite artists right now?
Um, I really don't have a favorite artist. Um, it's hard to say because I listen to different music. So I like if you go into different genres of music, gospel. I like people like Marvin Sapp or Fred Hammond. Um, in R&B, I like people like I like LMA, or in hip hop, I like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and I like in other genres, I like Prince. Um,
Woohoo!
like
My speaker likes you too.
yeah, I like well, everyone loves Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Michael Jackson, and there's different people. I like Pink. Mm, yeah, so it's just it's a lot of different artists. I can't say I have a top favorite. It's just I just I like the music.
You could quite like me. I'm just music is music. I don't care what genre it is. If I like it, I like it. If I
Yeah.
don't, I don't. It doesn't matter the genre. So,
Yeah.
so now you're in a rock band. My goodness, what has happened? How is it playing in a rock band as opposed to church?
Um, I would say that it's more free. Um, I, of course, I'm playing drums. Playing church, um, it has a little complications in it. As far as the music is more complicated actually. It has a whole lot of different hits and different things you have to remember, which actually is a good thing because growing up in church it is my mind has been able to remember, and it gave me a good memory. So when I go into genres like rock, um, it's more free as far as it's more simple, um, which is better to me, um, because I like simple. Um, it's easy to remember different parts, and it's just it's more free, like I say.
So you guys have an album coming out soon. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So, what is it called? I think I just read it. The Never Ending Rock and Roll Story.
Never ending rock and roll story.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song on that album?
I actually do. Um, Never Call My Name.
Ah.
That'll actually be my favorite one. It's you can sit and just jam to it, and it has a nice beat to it and slow jam, but it still has that rock feel to it. And the singer, the lead singer, she does that song. She sings that song very well.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, we know, of course, that you've been in the studio. Uh, do you like playing live? Do you really enjoy playing live?
I do. I enjoy playing live. It's more uh, it's more exhilarating, if you want to say that, exciting to play live. especially when I've actually been in front of, I think the most people I've ever been in front of was about 30,000. I got to play drums at the old St. Louis Rams Stadium
Oh
one
wow.
time, and it was packed. So it's more exhilarating. It was more exciting to be in front. Of course, you do get a little jitters from time to time,
Oh yeah.
but I mean it is fun. Studio wise, it's just you don't have anything to worry about. So it's more calming in the studio because we're all human, so we all mess up some from time to time. So it's if you mess up in the studio, you just stop and go
Just
back.
redo it, huh?
Yeah, there's nothing to it, but
I love the punching in.
yeah, punch in.
All right. So, do you have a favorite drum company, like favorite models or?
I have a few. The drum set I use now is a Birch PDP drum set. Is made by DW, and it has it's a great sound. Um, and the drum set is not as pricey as the original DW. Of course, you can't get better than DW, but the PDP that DW has made it has a great sound to it, especially with the birch wood and um, even the original snare that came with the set that I have. It sounds great. It sounds great. I also like different drum companies. Yamaha. Um, I like their stage custom, and I like Gretsch. Gretsch's series too.
Awesome, awesome. Of course, I know nothing about those drum companies because I'm not a drummer, so I'm gonna have to take your word on that. All right. Well, we're not gonna hold you too much longer. I have one final question for you. You can think about this for a second, but in your opinion, what's the future hold for you and the band?
In my opinion, I feel like this band is going to uh, explode around the world and um, get many followers because it is a nice album, and I feel like especially anyone that loves Southern rock and roll, could jam to it, and it would be very catchy to them. And I just feel a world tour going on. That's what my opinion is.
Awesome, awesome. Well, the album is definitely kicking, and so nice to meet you. And thank you. I know you have a really super busy schedule, but thank you for taking the time and hanging out with us and to answer a few questions because the fans have been writing in. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Sasser, drummer for Rival Nova, signing out. Give me a piece. There you go.